Stuff I Never Learned from the School Book, the Wednesday edition. I know, off night, kind of weird. But if you're looking at the bearded one, it is now Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific, 2 out in Hawaii, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning out in Indonesia, and about 9 a.m. tomorrow out in Australia. Welcome, everybody, to the special edition Wednesday night show of Stuff I Never Learned from the School Book. If this is your first time looking at the bearded one, my name is Tom Springer, and I host the show. And tonight, I'm just going to bring on all my guests at once. This is actually another team I'm a part of, and this is the one where we kind of all, where I am allowed to bounce a lot of my ideas and thoughts and questions off of, because there's so many of them that are there that have so much knowledge. And they've really been helping me out. But we're going to talk about a couple of things, and I'm not going to drag it out. I'm just going to throw them all to the wolves. I mean, bring them onto the show. So here's Bill. Here's Bye. Here's Kelly. Here's Connie. And here's Jerry. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So welcome, everybody. Like I said, this is our Wednesday show. This is not our typical night, but we have warned enough people that this is about to happen. Bill, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to, hey, what's up, Brandon? How you doing? I'm going to ask you to kind of kick it off.
Brandon.
See that really quick, honey? I threw that up there for you. So, Bill, I'm going to ask you to kind of set this up, kind of say who you are, introduce yourself, and kind of don't really get into what we're doing yet tonight. Just kind of introduce yourself. Connie, you know I'm saving you for last. So
I'm always last. It's all right. I'm used to it.
Are we doing the fast versions or the full versions?
We're doing I don't care, whatever you say. It depends on how much time people have tonight for Connie.
Yeah, right.
I'm not that bad.
Well, I am Bill Slevin. I'm a paranormal investigator, researcher, educator, parapsychologist, demonology specialist. I'm the founder of the PERS team, and I'm also the regional director for the Southeast U.S. and part of the management team for the Warren Legacy Foundation. I'll leave it at that tonight.
There you go. Now let's go to your better half. Hi, B.
Hello. It's me.
It's like, go ahead and yourself.
We're both a little sick, just so you know. So if you're here,
you sound a little nasally.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm fine. So my name is Vivian. I'm known by as V. I'm Bill's wife as well, for who doesn't know. And I work with energy healer, feng shui, and I also do auras and chakras healing and the aura machine as well. That's the one we're going to talk about later on the show. That's the one I'm going to bring to Megacon, right?
Yep. Very cool. All right. Jerry, you're up.
Well, I'm Jerry, and I joined Bill's team probably a little bit over a year ago, and I'm on his West Coast of Florida team with Connie there, and we're based out of Tampa, the Tampa area, and I'm an investigator as well as for the Warren Legacy Foundation. So I'm an investigator there as well for the Southern Division.
Very cool. Kelly? Yeah, I told you, Connie, we're jumping you.
I'm Kelly, and I am a part of the PERS team in Georgia. We also have a team here in Georgia, Peach State Paranormal, and I am also an investigator and psychic medium with PERS, Peach State Paranormal, and the Warren Legacy Foundation.
Awesome. And now Miss Connie.
I'm just Connie. That's it. Paranormal investigator. I've been doing it forever. I am the team lead for the West Coast division of PERS, led by the fearless Bill Slevin, with Jerry and also Renee, who unfortunately is not here tonight. I am a clinical interpersonal and transpersonal hypnotherapist. I am a full Mesa carrier, Incan Peruvian trained shaman from the Carol lineage. I'm a Karuna and Usui Reiki master. I'm getting over something too, so I sound gross as well. I own Sacred Space Spiritual Center, and I do hypnotherapy and shamanic healing and stuff like that. I see people virtually. What else? I can't even remember at this point. I'm like, oh, Warren Legacy Foundation. I'm part of the Warren Legacy Foundation.
Thank you so much.
And I was just on this cool show in Canada that will be coming here in a few months called Paranormal Revenge. So keep an eye out for that because that one was pretty cool. Other than that, I'm just here.
Well, thank you for that. And for those who don't know, even though they know my show, I am actually the Midwest director under Bill Slevin for the PERS chapter here in Nebraska and 5 surrounding states. So I can get out and move quite a bit of different places because our states here aren't that big and they're all right next to me. So I can kind of travel.
We're taking over.
We are. We are expanding greatly. So with the introduction to everybody, welcome. Hello, everybody. I got to say hi to you all the time because you're on my team. This is just fun. Plus, I like having all y'all because that means I don't have to talk so much. But especially when Bill's on here, I really don't have to talk a whole lot. So with that said, Bill, I'm going to have you talk about what we're doing here tonight on our special Wednesday night edition that everyone will, if they're not watching live, they will definitely be watching on the recorded version that comes up because for some reason everyone likes the recorded version. I don't think they like trying to jump in and talk over us, and they'd rather just listen to us on a recording. So, but if you would explain why we're all here today with all these lovely ladies, and then you and I.
So we are here promoting an event coming up, Megacon Orlando, on February 1st to the 4th. And this is the biggest Comic-Con convention in Florida and one of the biggest in the U.S. It is a massive show. I mean, it's the amount of celebrities and vendors and things going on at this show is amazing. And we're going to have a very big presence at this show this year. We're still, unfortunately, there's some things I can't give the exact dates and times yet because we're still waiting. They take forever. We're still waiting for the confirmations of everything for our panels and exactly where we're going to be. We're going to be in the community center, which is actually on the floor. Again, I'm waiting for the final draw up of the map. But if you look at the last one, it was literally between every celebrity guest and the vendors. So we're right in the middle of the mix with everything. It's going to be everybody we have I think like 14 team members coming. The entire Georgia team is coming. A lot of people from Florida. My wife will be there, but I'll have her explain what she's doing too, because she also has her own section. Yep. And also Joe Frankie, who is one of the main people from the Warren Legacy Foundation. He worked with Ed and Lorraine for 36 years. He's going to have a table with us also. We have panels. We have so much going on. This is going to be a really, really fun event. I'm going to let Vivian tell a little bit about what she's going to have there before I start with the panels and everything.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So I'm the newest member of the team. I don't know if you know that.
Yes.
Yeah. I just joined the team. I was always working the backstage with Bill and the energy working and everything, but I just joined the team so we can all be a big family here. So yeah, what I do on Megacon, I do separate because I have my own company. It's called Prana. And what I have a lot of candles, personalized candles. And I also have the Aura machine. That's the one we are advertising on Megacon as well, because I do the Aura pictures inside. The Aura pictures, the Aura reports. The Aura report includes like chakras, the energy, the yin yang, and emotions. It's a very complete report. So it's very good, very nice to see everybody. I don't know if I'm going to do the full report on Megacon, because if you are going to be in the floor, I don't know, maybe just the picture, because that takes a long time. And last year, Bill remember that when I saw I have a big line behind me, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
So I think being the floor gonna be crazier. So I think I'm gonna decide. I'm gonna try to decide what I'm gonna do, but maybe just the picture. That's much easier, much faster as well. But even the other picture, if I don't have the full reports or everything, even the picture, I can give the picture and give like a little reading as well about the aura, what the color means, how that works. Because I also work as an energy healer for aura chakra, so I know a little more about the subject. So that's what I'm gonna be doing on Megacon. I'm gonna be very close to your Bill's as well, so I'll be across. I think I don't know. We don't know the setup yet, but
she's not in with all the vendors. She's in the community with us.
Yeah.
And just to give everybody a little idea of Megacon, like if you go to any of the horror conventions, paranormal conventions, comic cons, everywhere, most of them have like over a weekend, maybe a couple thousand people. A big one might have like 4,000. I think last year, just on Saturday, they had 200,000 people.
Yeah. Was 220 last year.
Yeah. It's massive. It's a little overwhelming, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of people. Our panels last year, we packed the rooms, 500 people in the room, and like 400 trying to get in outside. So we actually asked for bigger rooms this year. We're going to see what we get.
Nice.
I have some other pictures here if you want to take a look how it looks like. This is my daughter. And this one is Bill, so you can see the color is very different as well. Like hers more like a blue and yellow. Bill's is more like a purple and blue. Yeah.
Mine's all black. No.
No, the black that is not the aura. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's the type of picture you have the cards with the colors explaining everything. So that's
very nice.
If you've never seen it done, it's real interesting.
Yeah.
Bill, it looks like your aura card had horns. I'm just saying.
I saw that poking up a little bit.
I see some orbs here, to be honest. I see some orbs.
I want to point out that she believes that I got sick because I sat in the devil's chair in Casadega. Because we went there, we stopped there on the way up to St. Augustine for vacation, and literally sat in a chair. And I don't know if anybody saw the pictures that I posted on my page. There was a little doll there too. You had to see her face. The doll was like hunched over. So I took it and I set it straight up. She looked at me like, why would you touch that thing? And then we went to lunch in Casadega, and literally on the way from Casadega to St. Augustine, I'm like, my throat's starting to bother me. And I was full blown sick by the time we got to St. Augustine. So I don't think that's what
I can tell you that I've been to the Devil's Chair a lot. I've been to Casadega a lot. And the people that are there have told me like there is absolutely no bearing to this Devil's Chair thing. It was completely made up. That doesn't mean that people aren't doing things there. That doesn't mean that somebody didn't leave something there energetically. Right. That doesn't mean any of that. But as far as that whole story goes, completely not true. They said that people would like leave a beer and then they would come back the next day and be open. The locals would come and they would do that.
It was two unopened. There was two unopened cans of beer.
Yeah. It's not about to be in the devil's chair. It's about to be open to get into the energy. And the Bill is not like a very good closing up his energy. So that's why I said you should not do that.
I am good when it comes to an investigation, but I don't even think twice with something like that. I just hop in the chair, I start playing with the stuff. I don't think about that, but an investigation is different. But
see, I'm that way on the
I'm guilty too. I do stuff like that too, and I don't think about it, and
I'm that way
and
on
then things happen.
People laugh at me on investigations because I'm the one they go, don't go behind that door because there's a portal, and I'll kick the door open and go, where?
I feel like that's most of us. That's what we do.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
that's what we do. We just run towards it. Like I feel like things that most people hide from, we kind of run towards.
Yeah. You know why? Because we don't know any better. So
Or we just don't care. Like we're just reckless.
my literal line is, "I'm too dumb to know better." So whatever.
Just to give you guys a little idea. So the show is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The majority of the show is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, I think it's just a few hours at night for, I think, VIP. I don't know if everybody's allowed in on Thursday, but again, I don't have the exact times yet. But on Thursday, on Friday, I'm gonna have a panel with me and Joe Frankie talking about our lives and what we do and some things we've seen. On also on Friday, no, on Saturday, we'll have a team panel with everybody from the team, and it's going to be originally before Georgia decided to all come down, which is great. It was supposed to be stories about some of the most haunted places in Florida and our experiences. So now it's Florida and Georgia. So everybody will have a chance to talk. Unfortunately, the panels are only 45 minutes. So we have to talk very fast and keep the things a little short. But Sunday we're going to have another one that is going to be a little more about it's with the team about what we do, and we're not going to do any this year with an actual presentation. We're just going to be talking because there's so many people. It's easier to do it this way, and we're going to talk about what we do, help people, and all that kind of stuff. Connie, I'll get to yours in a minute. You can tell about yours. I also have two that I'm really, really excited about. One is the thing I'm probably most excited about for Megacon. I believe it's going to be Saturday at 11 a.m. There's a group out of Orlando. They're called Phantasmagoria. They are absolutely amazing. They've been around for about 13, 14 years. They're a theater group. And they do these amazing shows where they do like theatrical readings and they act out things, and it's just, and they're all horror themed. They have shows throughout the year, all through Orlando and Ocala and all around there. They're always at Megacon. I've gotten to know John, the owner, really well. Last year we did a panel together in his room, and it went really well. So we came up with an idea, and I'm completely honored that they would even do this. But they're going to be doing a show, again, I believe 11 a.m. on Saturday, and it's supposed to be in the main panel room that I believe holds about 2,000 people. And the show is going to be solely about my life. It's going to be 3 of my stories that are in my book that I'm working on that should hopefully be out early this year. But it's 3 of my darkest stories, cases, my demonic cases. And they're going to do a theatrical version of them. And then I may be coming out also and talking about them a little bit, but it's a real honor for them to even do it. And I'm so excited to be part of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not sure how I'm going to be if that place fills with 2,000 people, but I get a little nervous on that one. But and then I believe on Friday at some point, I'm going to be in the Phantasmagoria room also doing another panel where I'm going to be talking about my favorite, real and what's not real. Talking about orbs and things like that. So yeah, orbs will definitely be talked about. So those are some of the things we have. It's going to be really, really interesting. I know Connie's also doing another panel. I'll let you talk about yours.
So it's going to be on Saturday. Have no clue what time because we have no clue about anything like that. But I'm doing a panel with August Gonsalves, and he actually he helps people to communicate with spirits. He calls it spirit communication. So he was actually somebody that made a huge impact on my spiritual growth maybe about 5 years ago. And so we're having a panel about spirit communication, and we are going to literally teach people how to communicate with a spirit right there. So everybody in the room will have the knowledge on how to communicate with the spirit right there, and we're gonna do it. So for people who don't know him, he is a new age mythbuster on social media, like on TikTok. And there's so many imposters. He's the one with like over 300,000 followers on there. But, you know, I went through a lot of mentorship programs and things like that and worked on my abilities. And it's like I kept plateauing and I kept feeling like I wasn't going anywhere with it. And after one class with him, it was like so profound. It made like more difference than I've had in like, you know, months. It really, really changed things for me. And so we're going to be presenting this panel for everybody, and I'm really excited about it.
Very cool. Just for people out there watching know this, Connie hasn't even told me how to connect to spirit yet, so I'm just a little jealous. Just throwing that out there, you know, just saying.
A lot of the time people just don't know what it feels like. They don't know, you know, how to tap into their senses. And that was my problem. Like I knew everybody has abilities, but some of them are just more, you know, they're stronger than others naturally. And so from a very young age, I knew that I had these abilities. I was really like into paranormal stuff and cryptids and things like that, but I had so much fear at the same time. I was blocking myself, and so I literally got hit like head on with like some paranormal trauma that happened to me, and it just like forced me to confront this stuff. I was already investigating though, and it's kind of like I wanted these rules about it. Like I don't want to see anything when I'm by myself. I don't want to be scared, you know, I don't want this to happen. And so I was blocking myself, and we tend to fear what we don't understand. So this panel is cool, not only for people who want to learn how to communicate with spirits, but maybe somebody that's like afraid, you know what I mean? Like if you have abilities, like, you know, because for me, everything was scary. I would feel something instantly, just be scared because it was different. And so I wasn't able to discern, you know. So I, you know, this whole thing has really just changed my life. And I'm just grateful to be able to share it with other people.
That'll be awesome.
And if she pulls in the wrong thing, the next following panel will be a live exorcism.
And I will be doing a mass clearing on everybody. I will.
I also heard
Lights
that.
just go off.
I'll bring my tools.
Yeah.
We all run in with gadgets. Oh, grab the case.
Here's the pendulum. Here's the pendulum. Wait, who's got the holy water?
Oh my God. Everybody download the phone apps right now so that we can use them. And believe me, that is not what spirit communication is going to be. We're not going to be like, hey, everybody, let's download phone apps and communicate with spirits. No, that's not going to be
Yeah, no.
We can't download
No,
that.
no ghost tube. Yeah.
All I know is if at any point the rest of the PERS team has to come into where Connie's working because shit goes sideways, everyone's going to go, and they're all going to know, Connie, what did you do?
Yeah. And for anybody who's never seen us at one of these shows, it's not like we just have a booth and we're a table and we're just sitting there. I'm going to have, so like I said, Vivian is going to have her own section right close to us. There will be a table with Joe. He'll be doing like autographs and stuff. I'll have my table with the same thing. And then we have 3 additional tables that are filled with all of our equipment. And we have backdrops you could take pictures in front of. There's a lot going on when we're there. It's not just like come up and, you know, we're at the table of us. Like I said, I think there's going to be like 14 team members there, 12 or 14 team members. It should be a lot of
met in person. Like I have not met, you know, I haven't met everybody in person.
I haven't met any of the Georgia.
Excited. And Brandon, yes, I need your walking staff because I have a knee injury and I may need to have surgery, so I need it anyway.
Hey, I just want to point out that Brandon, who's on here, Brandon Cooper, I keep clicking on his messages, and then I looked at it and I'm like, holy crap, when did my brother show up? So throwing that out there when I looked at him, I was like, well, hold on a second. So Bill, I heard that you're going to try to convince V to also set up a booth for nothing but haunted dolls.
Yes, bring all your haunted dolls to her booth.
I will go and I will dig up the one that I had to dispose of. No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Connie, no haunted dolls for you.
She's doing free aura readings for dolls.
That would be really interesting to put.
I'd be interested to know what happened.
Yeah.
I'll go dig her up. I'll go get her.
No,
Keep her away from me.
Oh,
like,
no.
I won't be there.
I'm
Away from me.
Hey, look.
Bill, if Connie brings a doll, if Connie brings her doll, you're going to go from 14 people to 2 really fast.
Yeah. I saw that she had it at Phantasm. We don't need that thing there.
Yeah,
I don't like that thing.
Phantasm and Chris. Chris had to help out with this one, and it's quite a story.
I just don't like things getting into my brain and like manipulating my thoughts and feelings. I don't like it.
Well, I will never forget when you put that doll up on the screen.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was gonna totally lose it.
Everybody's like messaging me, and they're like, and nobody knew. Like the audience had no clue what was going on, and like everybody's messaging.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, and
And
I'm like,
Connie's just like smiling with her porcelain daughter, like holding her up, like, look at my daughter.
And I'm like, Connie, there's something behind you, and it's not good.
Was it Kelly? Was it you or Michelle that started like lighting candles? And
It was me.
It was Kelly, and then I'm like getting up and lighting candles, and Bill's like,
I
what
was
is
just
going
like,
on?
there's something bad. Well, I was in an antique store 2 weeks ago with my future daughter-in-law, and I turned the corner, and there's this one vendor booth, and there was nothing but dolls, and there was one doll, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And it's not like I could go up to the vendor and say, oh, excuse me, you might want to go put that doll in a box and bury it because it's got something nasty attached to it.
Yeah.
well,
Creepy.
you should see. You should see when I'm with Vivian and we're out somewhere. We're on vacation. We're somewhere and we go to like a yard sale, a garage sale, flea market or something. I see like a dollar, like those old photos. Those old.
No.
And I'm like, ooh, I gotta get that.
Eyes are
And
all
she's just
big.
looking at me. Yeah, she's looking at me like, I don't think so. I have enough problems with Robert and the imitation Annabelle here.
Yeah, luckily I'm gonna drive to Megacon by myself, so I don't go to the same car.
Yes, Robert and Christmas Robert will both be with me.
That's when you put the smudging jar in your car. So I have a smudging jar that I will leave open and just let it fume the car because I don't want to take anything back home with me from an investigation.
Right.
Yeah, if
I
you
have
use
my
the
whole
master
place.
to do that, to bring things home.
Yeah, we always
Hey,
smudge each other after investigation, and then we when we get home, we unload our cars and put everything in the garage, and then sage the garage. And it's so heavy that when you open it up, it looks like Cheech and Chong with it. Smoke comes billowing out. And you're like, what the hell did I just do?
Why don't you just pack some black tourmaline in all your kits?
Yeah.
And then do like protection.
You're fun
Like
to just smoke everything out.
I should do that. I should do that.
Covering something else up. No, just kidding.
Well, you should see when I go on an investigation the next day, if I'm at work or something, she's cleansing my clothes, the equipment, anything that was remotely near me, But
He's my worst client, always.
I'm sure.
yeah.
And
I'm
always
telling you.
about spiritual protection, right? We're always preaching about that, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I definitely, I need to take my own advice. Jerry knows I got an attachment at Bobby Mackey's last December. It can happen to anybody. People don't understand that it really can.
Well, and they remember. So, when we were at Lotes last year around this time, there was some pretty wacky, heavy stuff going on there. And I had to drive through. I actually had a business trip in October in Nashville, and I was going to stop in Franklin to talk to the staff at Lotes. We've become good friends. And Michelle and Stephanie were like, Kelly, we don't even want you stepping foot in Franklin. And so as soon as I got about 10 miles south of Franklin, I opened up my sage jar. And something actually did happen to me in Nashville that I think was tied to Lotes, where there was, something weird happened that was not a good situation. That and some drunk lady ghost in my room that once I made her tea, she left. I'm not really quite sure why she was there to begin with, but you just never know. I mean, I try to protect myself as best as probably anyone here on the panel, and sometimes that's not even enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll actually be in Tennessee for about 2 weeks, starting on the 21st of January. I'll be down there for work, but I'm going to be there until February 2nd. So I'll be down there for a couple of weeks.
Where in Tennessee?
Nashville. Yeah.
You should, if you can, go to Old South Pittsburgh.
It's just me
or the Rosemont. The Rosemont.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just me. And when I'm off, it's my own time. So, and I'm only working normal work days. So I expected to probably take some stuff with me to kind of, roam the area and see what happens.
Old South Pittsburgh is a cool place. I mean, that was my very first investigation, and that was pretty wild.
Where?
Old South Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I love that place.
That was a trippy night.
That place never disappoints. I've been there.
No, it doesn't. And there's several extremes. In fact, one of the people that was with me got jumped by a spirit. We were doing a human pendulum, and there was a little bit of bad stuff, some fun stuff, some scary stuff. I got charged by a shadow.
I got charged, but it wasn't an apparition, manifested like 4 feet in front of me, charged right at me. I literally jumped out of the way, and I was just like, whoa. And like it startled me, but I wasn't afraid of it. And
I wasn't afraid either.
Yeah, it just like surprised me.
Well, this shadow,
like,
it kept coming in front of one of those, how they have the lighted balloons that you can set up? And so we kept seeing almost like a hand come out of the room, like in front of this balloon. And we're like, oh, cute. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, is that balloon levitating? And the rest of there were about 5 people with me, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's levitating. And it goes back down. I'm like, oh, it's so cute. And next thing I know, and I was sitting on the floor next to this other woman. I had never, first time meeting her. And then all of a sudden I was like, hey, is that shadow thing getting closer to us? And then all of a sudden, just full on charge, scared me so badly. And this other woman, we jumped up and did one of these big bear hugs with each other and screamed.
Were you on the 2nd or 3rd floor?
This was on the 2nd floor, right in the T. It was pretty wild.
I was the first time I was there, they had an open investigation, a public investigation, and it was the end of the night, and we're all exhausted, and all of a sudden I hear screaming, this girl screaming, and they're carrying her outside, and they're like, Connie, come help. So we go outside, and one of the volunteers, he's sitting there, he's got his hands on this girl's shoulder. She was probably about 16, and he's trying to calm her down, and she's like shaking and trembling, and he's trying to calm her down. And I put my hands on her, and I started vibrating, and I was like, oh boy, it's got her right now. And I didn't want to say anything out loud. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to get this thing off of her without saying anything. So I just sat there and concentrated, and I was like, you are getting off this little girl. And I saw it all of a sudden just come through the top of her head, and it just went right back into the building. And she was like absolutely petrified. But what had happened was it was something that had not been in the hospital before, and it came in and they knew that it had been there for, maybe like a week or so, but it was confined in one room on the 3rd floor. Well, somebody challenged it to come out. And so when it did, it just latched onto this poor girl. And so, they were like,
OR3?
huh?
Was that in OR3?
I don't remember which one it was, but it was on the 3rd floor. And so they asked me to go get it. And I was like, look, it's 3:30 in the morning. I was like, I cannot deal with this thing right now. If you want me to come back tomorrow, I'll deal with it tomorrow, but I can't do it right now. And so I've been back since, and it hasn't been there. So whatever it was, I think either somebody else got rid of it or it left on its own, or I don't know. But I didn't get it out of there. But it wasn't demonic or anything like that. It was just picking on her, really, is what it was doing,
So we have a question for y'all. Obviously for you, because I haven't been there. Have any of you ever been to the Pennsylvania Crescent Sanatorium? It's on my
have not. I want to go.
Not.
Sorry, Silver, that's a nose.
Team trip. Let's go right now. Make it happen.
Tom, I wanted to jump back a minute. Do you have that link for the horror one on MegaCon?
That one?
Yeah. So if anybody, if anybody gets a chance, go to this. This is off of the MegaCon page. This is the horror page. Just to give you an idea, you'll see we're all listed as guests. But they also have, for if you're a horror fan, it's not just us. There's Phantasmagoria is going to be there doing their shows the whole time. There's an indie film festival, and the indie film festival, I just saw them post. They're actually doing a special, like some kind of maybe like a lifetime achievement award or something, presenting to Tom Savini. So he's going to be there now, and they're going to be doing this, I think, sometime on Saturday. They have I'm looking at the thing. They have like a horror makeup. They have a haunted escape room. There's a lot of stuff if you're into the horror and the paranormal. It's not just us. So, but this is like the whole section. It's really going to be a fun time. And like I said, Joe's coming down.
There's something for everybody. Like,
yes.
It doesn't matter how old you are,
Yep.
There's something for everybody there. There's so much to see, so many celebrities, so many different vendors with things that I haven't seen before. I actually purchased a few things when I was there last year, and I was really, really, excited about it. Cause you go places and you see the same stuff over and over and over again. Yeah. And this place is definitely like filled to the brim with all kinds of coolness.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's such a good time.
And for those people who are listening to this live stream or whatever else, for those who aren't able to look at the link right now, they're actually posted in our comments as well. I went ahead and grabbed them and posted them in the comments. So if you go back later on and want to grab them, just go to the comment page and you'll be able to pull them right off of there because I posted them all in there. I also posted in the PERS team website as well as the link to the PERS team on Facebook as well. So if you want to get in touch with anybody here, you can also reach out to our PERS websites and contact us there as well.
And we will have, I don't know if you all know, we will have two of our team members, Brittany and the ghost of the team, Jordan, who nobody's ever met. He will be there.
Just made up person.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not an investigator. He's a friend of mine forever, and he's into all this. He's just not. He's not an investigator, but he owns a photo and video, professional photo video company. So he does a lot of our trailers and our stuff. So he's going to be there for a couple of the days filming everything. Professional photo video companies.
There's our feedback.
There's that. I was like, okay, am I talking somewhere else? So we have, he's going to be there, I think, 2 of the days filming everything. And Brittany's going to be there all 4 days filming and doing photos and videos of every panel, at the booth, behind the scenes. There's going to be a lot going on there. So, Tom, you'll get to see everything you missed.
Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
But we gotta get you out to one of these.
Yeah, I would like to come out. Of course, like I said, you're doing this, and I'm getting ready to start traveling. And the funny thing is, I told Bill, the 15th, 16th, and 17th, I'm actually in Florida, but I'll be in the Panhandle. I'll actually be more towards Destin in Florida than where you guys all are. So I'll be out there.
Your ways.
Yeah, I'm some distance.
Yeah.
Only 9 hours yesterday. Ooh, it's so
Panama City. There's a lot of damage.
Hey, we shoveled a whole lot of snow yesterday here. So, and we have and we're supposed to have 6 to 10 more inches coming in tomorrow night. So we got that going for us too.
Oh, I heard. Oh my goodness.
Gross. Sorry. I am tropical. I do not do snow.
I will tell you that I told Bill this earlier. We were talking earlier. When I fly out of here Monday morning at 6 a.m., we're supposed to have a wind chill of -35.
That's amazing.
Oh,
disgusting.
Right?
That sounds terrible.
It's bad.
Gross.
Yeah.
No, that's bad. Like I was telling him, I was up in Quebec one time, and it was -32. We're up there in February. It was -32, and it's like I've been around. Being in New Jersey, I've been around cold, but that's a totally different level. We went into a bar, and it was the Quebec Winter Carnival was going on at the time, and they had these things you bought. It was like a plastic tube, almost like a cane, and you opened it up and you filled it with liquor.
Yep.
So we went into a bar, and they did not like us there, by the way. We spoke English. They did not like us. We quickly got a beer. We filled these things with beer. We literally walked not even 1 block. It was a complete icicle.
Frozen, yeah.
It was. I'm telling you, it was a solid icicle within a block. Yeah. It was nothing. I don't want to see that again. It was a little too much.
Yeah. So,
miserable.
Yeah. Any football fans that are out there, I will let you know when Kansas City plays Miami, for all you Dolphins fans, the start of the game at 7 p.m. in Kansas City, they're going to start the game at -14 degrees below zero. And by the time they're done, they're going to be around -21 to -28.
Well, maybe those aliens that were in Miami will come and help out with that.
Oh Lord, please.
Only if they want to go to Kansas City. Yeah, exactly, Brendan. I know. Brendan, I was stationed a couple of times where I went through. Greenland and Iceland. So Brandon's saying that it was -50 in Norway where he was stationed.
That's gross.
That's what I was saying. I was actually in Greenland for a little bit, and it got down to -73. We had these warming huts that you were only allowed to walk so far, and then you were forced to go into the warming huts to warm up for like 15, 20 minutes, because if you kept on walking, your insides would freeze. So you literally had to go to these places and then warm up. It was mandatory before you could walk back outside to go another however far it was to go to the next warming hut.
That is insanity.
That makes me feel like such a sissy. Last year at Bobby Mackey's, it was 30 degrees outside, and we were so cold, and Bobby doesn't turn the heat on in his establishment unless it's 42 degrees inside.
To death.
Insane. And so there were space heaters in the women's bathroom, and so we just kept like huddling in the women's bathroom, and we could not get comfortable. It was freezing. It was disruptive for the investigation. Like, not even gonna lie, it was very disruptive to be that cold. And even a really good friend of mine, he had come from Cleveland with one of his friends. They were freezing too, they're used to cold, and we're all like huddled in the women's bathroom in the space theater.
You should have seen these people in Quebec. Oh, they could care less.
I can't even imagine.
There was 2 feet of snow on the ground. Everybody's driving. Nobody cared. It was like nothing.
We're in a t-shirt.
When it snowed here. When it was
women outside with wet hair, like whatever.
When it snowed here, I was out in my shorts and flip flops, and but it's a lot of it's because I'm built like a polar bear. So I just don't get cold. I just never have, and so I'm the one who's outside. When I did have a snowblower, I'm out there snowblowing in my shorts. So sometimes
that's something how my dad was. He used to wear thongs and socks all. long.
If it was my-
Thongs. You just said thongs, and I'm thinking of
Yeah,
underwear.
like sandals.
Thongs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go there.
Dad is wearing a thong.
I was letting it go.
Thongs, Jerry. I've never heard you call them thongs.
It must be an Iowa thing. I don't know.
never
Call
heard
them
Yeah, they are
thongs
Diamonds.
there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
And-
that's exactly what I was talking about. He wears.
That was good.
I'm like hearing that now, how it would sound from the outside.
My dad was wearing thongs and socks.
My dad was in battle thong and a tube top. It was great.
Oh my gosh!
But
Out there
When
blowing
you're-
the snow with his banana hammock, like
Oh my
I
gosh!
can't.
when
Oh
you're,
my gosh!
but Tom, I get it, because when you're used to the cold a bit, you know, it doesn't bother you. Like I used to go when I lived up in Jersey. Me and my stepbrothers used to go. We used to go skiing in shorts and a tank top,
Yeah.
and it was all good until you got on the chairlift.
Yeah.
Because you went down the hill and you're actually sweating a bit, and
Yep.
then you get on the chairlift and you have icicles on you by the time you get to the top.
Yeah.
Well, in
that's-
Alaska, some of the hotels don't have heat.
Right.
They don't have, which is weird because people are traveling, so you know they're not used to the cold in Alaska, so you would think that they would have heat, but they can give you space heaters, but
Right.
you know they're just so used to it up there that
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's 20 degrees, I'm wearing shorts. Like,
Well, I wanted to see Alaska till I knew that. I'm not going somewhere that cold without a heater. It's what 55 right now. I don't know. I have a space heater turned on my legs right now.
And that's what I was thinking too. Is I when I go down there to Florida, every once in a while I go to where you guys call it cold, and I'm in shorts and t-shirts and walking around in flip flops.
oh, it's cold outside now. Like it's cold now.
And it actually is. It's in its 50s right now. It's in the
And,
50s.
Not here.
my boyfriend has like this like portable AC. I call it the Tundramatic 5000,
Is
and
it a
it's like
swamp
it like
cooler?
pumps cold air into the bedroom, and I'm just like, luckily he runs hot. He runs hot.
It's warmer over there than here.
Yeah, but 55. I
It's
mean,
only
I'm
54 here. I just checked.
Yeah.
But then it gets windy. It's been like
Yeah.
windy out and cold.
Yeah,
I
if it's
just
above-
read a thing that said you can tell the difference between locals and tourists down here because locals are like in sweaters and boots, and the tourists are all in shorts and tank tops.
Let me
When I was
Let me
in
tell you.
college,
I moved here. Hey Kent, I moved here in '98, and I moved here in October. And I remember it was December, and I was down in Fort Lauderdale, down by Las Olas, and it hit, I think, 60. And people had ski coats and scarves and gloves, and I thought everybody was I almost used the wrong word. I thought everybody was, you know, had a problem. And
I got you. Hold on.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're good.
yeah, okay. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna get canceled. So I thought, I thought everybody was crazy down here. I said, "What are they talking about? 60 up north? We'd be in the pool." You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy. My stepdaughters and everybody down here, they wouldn't get in a pool because it was only 85 degrees. The water.
It's still like that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I didn't have a proper winter coat. I'm from Maryland, and I didn't have a proper winter coat. And I would be rolling around in my leather jacket and stuff, you know? And so now that I live in Florida, I do have a proper winter coat.
Yeah, I used to live in
Normally-
London. And when it was 60, you would be like, oh, you can put a dress. And then now I'm freezing here.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
75.
different
I
kind
don't
of
know.
cold.
Yeah.
She's freezing in 80. I don't get it. I don't get
I
it.
am too. I always have a
That's a little
jacket.
cool.
Yeah.
So I went to school or college in Charlotte, and it was funny because I went to a private Catholic college, and you could tell all of us that were from Florida versus everybody from like New Jersey and New York, because it would turn 65, and everyone from New Jersey was still running around in t-shirt, flip flops, and shorts, and all of us from Florida were huddled up in parkas and scarves and mittens.
You look like the big penguin communities are all huddled together trying to stay warm.
I work in IT, so and in our place it was an old hotel. So my office is a hotel room. So we have our own air conditioners, and I have the servers in my room. So my air conditioner sits on 67 all day.
Yeah.
And I'm used to that. I sit in my office like this. This is what I went to work with. And it's 67 in my office, you know. And then I come home and the air goes from 76 to 73. And she's got 2 blankets and pants and a scarf and, you know.
And the cat has sweaters on.
Yeah. She puts more clothes on the cat, you know.
Yeah. She's freezing too.
Yeah, Nikki has adapted very well to my lifestyle because my house is 64.
See?
Oh, no.
Nope. So, I mean, she's fine with it. She just puts on layers and sits under a blanket. And then, like, right now upstairs, I just turned on the fire for her. So she's sitting over with the fire going. But my house is 64 all the time. So,
see? That's what I would have. That's what I would have.
No, divorce. No.
Wait. I gotta go over this with Tom a minute. I can get his take on this. So during the day, she works from home. So during the day when she's home, she has the air on 78.
Yes.
No. It's not even 78 outside.
No. Right.
And then when I get home, it goes to 76. We go to sleep. It goes from 73, and now I got it. I had tricked her one time. She didn't know at first. It went to 71.
You know, the trick, you don't know. I go every day there and I change to 73.
Yeah, but I have it on my phone. I change it back to 71 in bed.
I refuse to look at the thermostat because I feel like if I see the number, like mentally, it's going to make me more cold. So I don't look at the thermostat and I don't touch the thermostat. I just put more clothes on.
Yeah, ours is when we go to work. So for the brief waking up period, it goes up to 66, but that's because overnight it's set at 63. Once we leave, it goes down back to 64, and then in the afternoon, sometimes I have it go back up to 66, but for the most part, it just stays at 64. And then
is that year round, Tom? All year?
No. In the summer, because I don't want my air conditioner to work that hard, it's set to about 69, 70. For the summer, but for the winter, it's always down to 64s, and she just loads up clothes and blankets. So,
ask her what happens when we go away to a hotel.
Oh, ours drop. I put ours down like to the mid 50s.
Yeah, I get it as far as it could go down, and I won't tell her. We'll leave for the night, and I'll crank it down.
I can't even put at all.
Yeah, I put ours on. I have because I'm the same way. My phone I can control it, so I put it on what's called vacation mode. And it's just enough to make sure the pipes don't freeze, but yet, I'm not using the heat, so I don't need to pay for that electricity. So I just go ahead and turn it all the way down.
Yeah, and when we go into a hotel, we'll leave for the night for something, and then I'll hit the thing until it stops.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back in, after we've been out all night, and it's like the Arctic as you walk in. Yeah.
Seeing your breath and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just know
There's like icicles from the ceiling.
The only time I was cold was in St. Augustine this time because I was sick, and it was like in the low 40s, and I couldn't take it outside.
Well, it's also because it's right there on the water too, so it gets more of a breeze. But yeah, I noticed that St. Augustine, because I normally go every December also, but it definitely feels colder up there. And there's people like riding around in the trolleys with like no windows. Yeah, screw that. And they've waited 6 hours to get into the trolley, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
But I think it was because I was sick. I mean, even in the condo, I had what do you call it? Like pajama pants on. I had a shirt. I had a flannel. I had a blanket. I don't ever use those things.
Yeah,
ever. She took a picture of me because she couldn't believe it.
Click. Sorry, you look like you're deaf, but click.
You don't see viewing blankets.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So. I like blankets. I'm like a blanket whore. I don't care. Like if I see a blanket, I'm buying it. Like if I really like it, and I don't care that I already have like 15 of them. I don't care. I'm getting more.
See?
Connie,
you earlier. When I went
under the blankets now.
I was gonna say, Connie, when I went out to Korea, I could have brought you back a mink blanket, but They're
mink?
I used to have a mink blanket. It's not really made out of mink, but
right.
I thought you said meat blanket.
That's what they're called.
Yeah,
That's what they're called. That's what they're called, but that's not what they are.
Yeah, they're microfiber blankets, but they're called mink blankets. And
Yeah, they're so soft. I used to have one. I loved it.
We have like 5 of them in our house right now, and we had to give them to family. You should have seen me carrying them to ship when I was in Korea. In the boxes, it was ridiculous because they were so heavy. So
this is purple and it's fuzzy. You can't see how the purpliness of it, but I enjoy it. And like normally, I just sit here like this.
I got her one like that for Christmas.
Yeah.
Brandon said, "I'm fat and soft, so I'm a meat blanket."
True, right?
I'm not touching that one either.
That's why I just go with I'm built like a polar bear. So
Yeah, I was surprised. I was cold up there and I didn't get it. I said it has to be because I'm sick. And we were walking outside and I couldn't take it, and that's not like me.
So you didn't get to do any investigating in St. Augustine, or you didn't get to do any of that?
I didn't get to do anything in St. Augustine. We saw the condo. The only thing we did is we went out like one night for dinner downtown, and the first night we went out for a little bit, like the first day, Saturday, went out for a little bit during the day, and then for New Year's Eve we went down to Daytona and went out for a couple hours for the party, which probably got me even more sick. And then most of the time we were in the condo. We had a condo out on the beach.
I went to the beach twice. He used to just stay at home.
Yeah.
I was horrible.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
I
we'll all be well
swore.
in Orlando.
I swore the one day I woke up and I said, "Oh my God, it's COVID," because I'm sitting there and I have those Vicks vapor inhalers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're like
So
living
I
with
woke
it
up-
in your nose and you can't smell it.
I put it in my nose and I could not smell it. And then I took a cough drop, one of those menthol, and I could not taste it. And I go, "Oh crap!"
Yeah.
But it came back that day, and it wasn't COVID. But man, I was like, "That's it."
It was just
When I
some
couldn't
other
smell
thing.
that thing, I said, "Forget it."
Bill,
Yeah.
every time you go anywhere, you get super sick. What is
What
going
the
on?
hell is going on with that? Only vacation. Only vacation. We went to Phantasm, and I was fine. I still say, and if he's listening, that was Chris's fault. Chris was coughing. He was sick. We had to stop a panel at one point because he was choking to death.
I had to go
We had
get
to
him
get him
water. Yeah.
He,
Oh my
he was telling me,
goodness.
he wasn't sick. Yeah, he got me sick. I left Phantasm, and I went to the other hotel to go spend a week with Jordan for Halloween Horror Nights, and I literally got sick the morning I left the convention. I got to the hotel and I was sick, and I was sick the entire week. I don't get it.
Ugh.
He's not allowed to take vacation, I guess.
I could
Were
go
you
to.
just sitting around worried about it? Did you manifest it for yourself?
That too.
No, no.
That too.
She said that.
Uh-huh.
No, I only said it one time. It was like 2 weeks before. She said, "My throat's bothering me a little bit," and I said, "Don't you get sick, because if you get sick now, I'll get it then." But she wasn't sick.
Uh-oh.
But she wasn't sick.
Right there, you manifest.
Uh-oh.
Careful you wish.
Got to go sit in the power on that one.
Yep. Well, all right, folks. I think we're kind of at a good closing point, but I do want to throw these back up here again. So for anyone who's interested, there's the Megacon Orlando horror page, so you guys can go out and check out. You'll see the fact that the PERS team is going to be out there hanging out. V's going to be running her own site out there, her own booth out there. So make sure you stop by inside of V and apologize for Bill. And make sure that you do not take her any of your haunted dolls. She is not a fan. If you give them to Connie, she may take them home with her. So don't offer them to her. So.
Okay, but I'm telling you, every bad experience that I have had has been a lesson for me, and it has helped me. So I don't regret anything. So if you have something and you need to bring it to me, then it's okay. You can bring it to me.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I want to add.
I may tell you to get it away from me, but
I want to add one thing. I'll
make it to somebody else.
Before Megacon, actually, this Saturday, January 13th, I'm going to be in Fort Myers, Florida at Charlie's Comic-Con. So if you're around, I'll be there all day at my booth, and I have a panel at 2:30. It should be a lot of fun. So, they got a few new guests that are some of the kids from Five Nights at Freddy's, the new movie that was out, new horror movie.
Yep.
So anybody
My friend's
around?
husband's sister is in that movie. So her sister-in-law is Chica in the Five Nights at Freddy movie. I thought that was really cool. I was like, what? Your sister's Chica?
They have like three different people there. Two of the kids, the ghost kids, and one other guy. I forget who he is. But they're going to be there. It should be a lot of fun. It's all day, I think, from 10 to 7.
Yeah. So if you want to find that, you can go out to our PERS page, which is funny enough, right here. You can go to our PERS page. You can find that stuff where Bill's going to be at. But if you also want to go to my page, the stuff I never learned from a school book, you can also find the advertisement there because I posted Bill's advertisement out on my page. So you'll be able to find it a couple of different places because I shared it out as well. So other than that, folks, I think that's kind of a wrap. Any final comments, complaints, moans, groans?
I just want to say R.I.P. Scotty.
Yes.
I just want to say that she will absolutely be missed, and she was a hell of a woman, and I'm glad.
She's one of a kind. One of a kind. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And her, I said we pray for her family and for War Party because I know they're all devastated. Poor John, Zap. He was really, really close with Scotty, and she's definitely going to be missed by a lot of people. Everybody knew Scotty.
Yeah. If you don't know, go look. I mean, if you go through all my posts on my stuff I never learned, like everybody is commenting on how sad it is that Scotty's gone and everything else. So, so definitely everybody did know who she was. So, absolutely, good call, Connie. Good job.
Yes.
But other than that, I'm going to say goodnight to you all. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for advertising the Megacon Orlando and for identifying what's going to be happening there with all of you. I would say all of us, but I'm not going to be there because, I'm and I'll be shoveling snow. But other than that, have a great night. Love you all. And if you want to stick around backstage, you can, and we can chat. Otherwise, have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys later. So everyone say goodnight. Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, no problem. I'll talk to you all in a bit.
All right.
Okay.
All right, folks, that's the Wednesday night edition. Thank you for coming on and watching. For those who are going to watch the recorded version, remember everything that we talked about as far as the links and everything else is also out in the comment section. I posted it all out there so you can all see it. But if you do want to find me and my show, it is right here. Stuff I Never Learned from a School Book. You can find it under Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. They're all listed as Stuff I Never Learned. My Gmail is stuffineverlearned@gmail.com. And I am actually starting to do my own podcast. That's about a once a week type thing. It's very recent. I only have 2 of them out there. But I am posting those as I get them done. So you're more than happy to follow me on my podcast as well. Remember to like, follow, share everything. Much love. For those of you who are new to me, I do shows Monday nights. I do have one coming on this Monday night, 7 p.m. Central. I hope to see you all there. Other than that, have a great week. Stay safe. Much love, and we'll